Hey everyone, it's Dennis. I want to talk about something that's very important. It could happen to you at any time in your sobriety. It's probably most likely to happen with the first 6 months or a year, but in reality, it can happen to anyone. Anyone at any point in their sobriety or not using. It's very important to hear what I'm going to say. So if you are starting to feel a little itchy at meetings, you're not paying attention at meetings, you're just preoccupied by other things, and I mean these happen to everybody at all times, right? But if there's a pattern developing where you get that guy John gets up, and I've heard John say his story so many times I could say it for him. He just says the exact same thing over and over and says the same stupid jokes that are not that funny, especially after you heard them 30 times. You're getting irritated at meetings, or you start just tuning out. You're there, but you're not really there. You're starting to do emails in your head, or you're 3 steps ahead for the day, and you're just you're not there. And these things are the beginnings of when you then start saying, do I really need to go to that meeting again? I mean, it's the same stuff over and over. Maybe I could go just once in a while, or once a month, or maybe two times a month, or whatever. But honestly, it's the same stuff over and over. When you start saying these things, it's a big deal. And there are solutions to this, and sponsors should be picking up on this as well. If you're saying this, it's the beginning of some deterioration to your sobriety. And I'm going to tell you, it's your addiction, it's your alcoholism saying, come back, I'm here, I'm fun, and which is a lie. You need to know that. And the solution is to start going to different meetings and talk to different people and meet new people and make it all new again. You don't have to feel obligated to go to the same meeting, right? We say that you're a member of this meeting. Well, you're a member of all the meetings. If you're a member of this fellowship or that fellowship or whatever, you're automatically a member of all meetings everywhere, all over the world. Okay, so know that, and you are welcome everywhere. And it's nice to try different things. So there are so many different kind of meetings you should check out. You should check out a step meeting, a big book meeting, a discussion meeting, a speaker meeting, all these. And even if it's the same type of meeting, each meeting has a little different flavor to it. The people are a little different. There's like a little culture within it, and they're all very sweet. Sometimes they're a little rough, but these things are wonderful to be part of. And you need to jump in and start trying new things again if you're starting to get itchy. And I'm going to tell you something else that'll sometimes happen, and this is when it's probably getting a little too late. And that is when you say those 3 terrible words. For me, it's the worst things I can say is, I don't care. If I say that about my sobriety, or something about recovery, or something about just stuff in general in life, when I start that road, all bets are off. There's no good argument against I don't care. You have to care. You have to care about yourself, and you have to care about your sobriety. So sponsors, if you hear I don't care, that's a big giant red flag, and you should jump in and see if it can help. And if you're saying I don't care, get to a meeting and start caring. Start looking at life new and different, and just there's different stuff you can do. You don't even have to read just AA stuff. I read all kinds of stuff that sort of enlightens my mind. And you have comments, I'll tell you what I like to read. So the one last thing I want to say is, there are times for me, I know this is the worst thing, is 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning is when my alcoholism is at its strongest, right? And the conversations I have with myself are the worst. They're irrational, they're not to be trusted, and it's when my alcoholism is talking to me and I'm saying things in my head that are so way wrong, so back to when I was drinking wrong. So those 2 in the morning conversations you have with yourself, stop, get through them, get through that night, and just try to get to a meeting the next day, or just start thanking God you didn't drink that night, and try to get through it again. But those two, my heart goes out to you because I've been through those nights and they're just terrible. Anyway, leave comments, get to a meeting, talk to your sponsor, talk to anyone, meet somebody new in a meeting, and thanks.